Imagine a world where you never have to pick up a toothbrush again. No more flossing, no more dentist appointments filled with warnings about plaque and cavities, no more morning breath worries. It sounds like science fiction, but scientists are now closer than ever to making this a reality, not by inventing a better toothpaste or a smarter electric brush, but by re-engineering the very bacteria that live in your mouth. Deep inside your mouth, right now, a vast invisible city of microbes is thriving. Hundreds of different kinds of bacteria are living together in complex communities, clinging to your teeth, your gums, your tongue. Some of them are helpful, quietly keeping things balanced. Others are troublemakers, producing acid that slowly eats away at your enamel, paving the way for cavities. For years, the solution has been simple: scrub them all away. Brush, floss, rinse, repeat. But what if instead of fighting this entire microbial world, we could reshape it, turning the bad guys into bystanders and giving the good guys the upper hand? That is exactly what a team of researchers has begun to do. Instead of treating the mouth like a battlefield to be sanitized, they are treating it like an ecosystem to be managed. And they have found something remarkable, not in one particular kind of bacteria, but in the hidden genetic code that certain microbes carry, a code that allows them to build something sticky, strong, and nearly impossible to remove, the biofilm known as plaque. Plaque has always been the enemy. Dentists have spent decades teaching us to fear it, to scrape it off, to disrupt it daily. But plaque is not just dirt. It is a living structure, a fortress built by bacteria using tiny molecular tools. These tools are not proteins or acids, but small molecules made from bits of fat and protein fragments, working together like biological glue and rope. One molecule clumps cells together, the other links them into chains. Together, they create a dense, resilient community that sticks tightly to teeth, shielding the bacteria inside from saliva, from brushing, and even from antimicrobial mouthwashes. What makes this discovery so powerful is that not all bacteria have this ability. Only certain strains, especially the ones most linked to tooth decay, carry the specific set of genes needed to produce these sticky molecules. And here is the twist: those same genes could be the key to defeating the very problem they help create. By isolating the cluster of DNA responsible, scientists have realized something revolutionary: this genetic toolkit could be moved. What if the bacteria that are already known to support oral health, the ones that help maintain balance and do not produce acid, could be given the same power to stick and survive? Right now, many of these beneficial microbes struggle to stay in the mouth. They get washed away by saliva, outcompete by stronger, stickier, more aggressive species. But if they could build the same kind of fortress, they might not only survive, they might take over. This is not about killing bacteria anymore. It is about changing the rules of the game. Instead of a war of elimination, it is a strategy of replacement. Imagine a probiotic you could swish or chew, packed with specially enhanced good bacteria that do not just pass through your mouth but settle in, forming a protective layer over your teeth. This layer would not produce acid. It would not cause decay. Instead, it would block the harmful bacteria from gaining a foothold, starving them of space and resources. Over time, the bad actors would fade away, not because they were attacked, but because they were crowded out. This idea is part of a broader shift in how scientists understand the human body. We are no longer seen as just human cells and organs, but as vast ecosystems hosting trillions of microbes. From the gut to the skin to the mouth, these microscopic tenants play a huge role in health and disease. And just like a forest or a coral reef, these ecosystems thrive on balance. When one species dominates too much, the whole system can collapse. The goal is not to wipe everything clean, but to restore harmony. The mouth, in many ways, is the perfect place to test this idea. It is accessible, well-studied, and home to one of the most diverse microbial communities in the body. Every person's oral microbiome is unique, shaped by diet, hygiene, genetics, and even how they were born. Yet despite this variation, certain patterns emerge. When the balance tips too far toward acid-producing bacteria, decay follows. But now, for the first time, researchers can look beyond whole species and dive into the actual genes that make some microbes more dangerous than others. Using advanced DNA sequencing and data analysis, scientists scanned the genetic material of thousands of oral bacteria from real people. They were not looking for one bad bug, but for patterns, clusters of genes that consistently showed up in people with cavities. What they found was a self-contained genetic module, like a tiny biochemical factory, capable of producing those sticky molecules that glue bacteria together. This module does not help the bacteria survive in a basic sense. It is not needed for breathing or eating, but it gives them a major advantage in the crowded world of the mouth. It is what scientists call specialized metabolism, a kind of microbial innovation that allows certain organisms to dominate their environment. In soil bacteria, such specialized systems have given us life-saving antibiotics. In the mouth, they may be the key to preventing disease before it starts. And the exciting part is that these systems are transferable. They can be inserted into other bacteria, turning them into stronger competitors. This opens the door to a new kind of medicine, living therapeutics, microbes designed not to harm, but to protect. Think of it like planting a garden. You do not just pull weeds. You also plant flowers and grass that grow thick and full, leaving no room for invaders. In the same way, the future of oral care might not be about removal, but about cultivation. A daily probiotic chewable could release a swarm of engineered microbes, each one programmed to build a healthy biofilm, to communicate with other good bacteria, and to resist the takeover by harmful ones. Of course, this is still early days. Scientists are just beginning to map the full range of these specialized molecules in the mouth. Some may promote health, others may trigger inflammation or disease. The interactions are complex, and the risks of unintended consequences are real. What if a helpful microbe, given too much power, becomes too dominant? What if the new biofilm traps food particles or creates new problems? These questions must be answered carefully, through years of testing and observation. And even if this technology works perfectly, brushing may never go away completely. Mechanical cleaning has benefits beyond microbes. It removes food debris, polishes surfaces, stimulates gums. But the role of brushing could change. Instead of a daily battle against plaque, it might become a light maintenance routine, like tidying up a garden that is already thriving. The implications go far beyond the mouth. If scientists can learn to engineer microbial communities in one part of the body, they may be able to do it in others. The gut, the skin, the lungs, all host complex microbiomes that influence health in profound ways. Success here could pave the way for treatments for digestive disorders, skin conditions, even mental health issues linked to gut bacteria. For now, the mouth remains the testing ground. And the dream of a world without cavities is closer than ever. It is not a future of sterile mouths or chemical warfare against germs. It is a future of balance, of cooperation, of working with the body's natural systems instead of against them. So the next time you stand at the sink, toothbrush in hand, think about the invisible world you are about to disrupt. Those bacteria have been there for hours, building their tiny cities, surviving in a harsh environment of chewing, swallowing, and constant cleaning. What if, instead of destroying them every night, you could guide them, shape them into something better? The tools are being built. The science is unfolding. And one day, the sound of a toothbrush might become a relic of the past, replaced by a simple probiotic rinse that keeps your smile healthy, not by force, but by design. The future of dental care is not cleaner. It is smarter. And it is already growing in your mouth. And that's the fascinating twist. Your mouth might not need more scrubbing, it might just need better tenants. The future of dental care isn't about fighting bacteria anymore, it's about upgrading them. So before you reach for your toothbrush tonight, remember, the next breakthrough in oral health might not come from a tube or a bottle. It could come from a tiny microbe, re-engineered to protect your smile from the inside out. If this glimpse into the future of medicine blew your mind, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Would you ditch your toothbrush if science gave you a smarter way to keep your teeth healthy? Thanks for watching.